Hey friends, welcome back to Cooking with Dee. I'm starting off with 3 pounds of some oxtails that I got from my local grocery store. And I'm the only one really in my family that loves them. Oh, well, you want to start off by soaking your oxtails. You have to clean them. Please clean them. Soak them in some water with apple cider vinegar and freshly squeezed lemon. I let mine soak for about 20 minutes and then I wash them 3 times. Do trim off as much fat as you can, but don't trim off all of it. It gives a little flavor. My knife is kind of dull today, so they're not as trim as I like them to be. Well, after you've cleaned them, you want to season them real well and let them sit in the seasoning, marinate, that's another word, for about 20 minutes. While it's marinating, you want to season your flour lightly. And I don't measure, so I'm going to put some generic measurements in the description for you. Lightly coat your oxtails. You want to just lightly cover. Some people don't coat theirs in flour, I noticed, but I do. That's just how I cook mine. And that helps me later on when I get ready to make the gravy. You want to have a nice large skillet, and I like to have butter and olive oil. The butter adds that flavor into the meat. You want to sear them on each side, about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. You're not frying them, you're just searing them to lock in that flavor. I didn't have any beef broth, which I really don't like anyway, so I'm using some chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of some beef bouillon, and some water to make my broth. Once you finish searing your oxtails, you want to add some of that broth to the residue. Do not pour out that residue in the skillet. That's going to give you your gravy. All right, you sprinkle a little bit of the flour in your pan, and I also added some to my broth. And I just continued to stir until it was the brown that I wanted. Once I finished, I added the vegetables to the crock pot, then my oxtails, and poured the gravy over it. Next, I added my bay leaves, and that's going to help add some more depth. Set your crock pot I set mine for 6.5 hours. After about 4 hours, I tossed in some fresh sliced onions flavor. Mixing in some cornstarch with some heavy cream. That's going to make my gravy nice and creamy to me. Not too thick, but nice and creamy. Did a taste test and add a little more seasoning. This is where you can add in your optional cayenne pepper or your banana peppers and let it continue to cook. And because there was more fat than I preferred, there's some grease left on top. You want to scoop that out, as well as scoop out any bay leaves. After about 6 hours, I went back and checked my oxtails, and they were nice and tender, so I didn't let them cook all the way to 6.5. Again, you can see there's a lot of grease forming, so I scooped that out as well. Again, so I might have scooped out maybe about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of the oil, so that it wasn't too oily. And for the record, oxtails are really good with collagen. They provide collagen, a great source of protein, and they're just downright good to eat. All right, here's my plate. It's beautiful, right? It's a large oxtail, a medium, and a small one. I made some homemade buttermilk cornbread, some steamed cabbage with smoked turkey meat, and I serve my oxtails usually over rice or mashed potatoes. I want you to see how tender it is. No, you won't see me devour this bite because I'm still in my jammies. You know, that's the retired life, but this is one of my down-home southern meals that I cook occasionally, not too often because my doctor, he wouldn't be too happy with me. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Hit me up in the comments and give me some feedback, all right? Peace. Thanks for watching. How could I forget the most important thing? Please clean your sink thoroughly once you finish with your meat. You want to get some bleach and hot water and wash your sink out. That way you won't get any bacteria and make anyone in your family sick. All right? All right. I'm out. Peace.